Hello and welcome to Cooking Like Antonio. It's summertime here and that means grilling time at our household. Only today we're not going to be doing hamburgers or hot dogs or even steaks or pork chops. Today we're going to be doing lamb, and what better way to do lamb than to follow Antonio Carluccio's recipe that we find in Invitation to Italian Cooking. And we're also going to be serving this with fried peppers today. Okay, the recipe that we're going to be using today does call for 12 cutlets, or you can substitute loin chops, which is what we're going to be using today. And we've had to adjust it. There's 12 is just too many for us to eat, so we have 4, and so we've adjusted the recipe for 4. So the original recipe for 12 calls for 100 grams of Parma fat or lard, which is what we're going to be using today. We'll give you the quantity of that in just a minute. Or 20 grams, these are for 12, and 20 grams of finely chopped rosemary, and then 1 small clove of garlic, and that's for 12. Okay. So all we've done to adjust the recipe is we've taken those amounts and adjusted them to a third of that because we're only using 4. And so what we do is we're going to make a rub and mix these ingredients together. So we're going to take our lard and drop it into this bowl here, and take our rosemary and drop that in. Very, very simple, and that is again one of the great things about Antonio's cookbooks and his recipes is they include very, very simple ingredients, but they usually turn out great. And so we're going to take our garlic and put in there, and then we're just going to mix them up. So again, this is just a rub that we're creating, and so we just simply mix it together. Okay, and I don't think we have to beat it into ice cream or anything like that. Oh, and then we're going to add salt and pepper to taste. It does call for a generous amount of pepper, so I'm just going to kind of add that. Yes, generous depends on your point of view. But a generous amount of pepper and some salt, and then we have our rub. And so we just kind of take it and we're just going to rub it right on that chop. Okay, and you don't have to use a bowl. If you're going to do the larger recipe, it might not be a bad idea to do it in a food processor. Our quantities are a little smaller, so that seemed a little bit like too much. I think the bowl worked out just fine. Alrighty, and that was pretty simple indeed. These are all ready to go now, and we're going to be throwing these on our charcoal grill in just a few minutes. I do have a gas grill as well, but we just like the taste of charcoal better. The recipe prefers that anyway, it calls for that. So just a little bit, we're going to be throwing those on the grill. Okay, so we're going to set those chops aside for now. In just a few minutes, we'll be throwing those on the grill. But now we're going to prepare our peppers and fry those up in just a little bit here. To go with our lamb loin chops, we're going to be doing a side dish of peppers, also found from Invitation to Italian Cooking. And so our ingredients for this is 1 clove of garlic sliced, 1 tablespoon of brined capers soaked in water and drained. And then we have 2 tablespoons of white wine vinegar and 800 grams of peppers, yellow and red, I think, and we added an orange for flavor, or for variety. So to do that, we're going to have to go ahead and get our pan hot. We're going to put oil in our pan. We're using extra virgin olive oil. Antonio would use nothing else. Set that aside. Now you want to get your oil nice and hot, because when we fry these peppers, we do want a bit of a char on them. Okay, so now that our oil is hot, we're going to go ahead and add our peppers. All right. And we're just going to do this kind of like a stir fry, like you would a stir fry. Just kind of stir them around while they cook in the oil. The smell of peppers and olive oil is a very nice combination. Okay, we've had these frying now for a little bit now, not really long, but it's starting to get a nice little char to them, not burned, but a char. So we're going to go ahead and add our ingredients. Add our garlic. Add our capers. And add our white wine vinegar. Whoa! Just got a breath of that white wine vinegar, and it is strong. Hey, we are going to add just a little bit of salt to this. And if I didn't mention it, Antonio did say in his recipe that these peppers could be served either hot or cold. They're both good. They're good both ways. And that's all there is to it. And the peppers are almost done. Now, just before we start, you're going to notice that I have a walking stick with me. If you are going to cook outside like Antonio, then you must have the walking stick. And now we're going to go ahead and throw our chops, our loin chops, right on the grill here. Nice little sizzle going already. And there we are. And just in case you don't know the walking, so I'm going to go ahead and close this for a moment. Just in case you don't know the story with a walking stick, Antonio used to whittle his own walking sticks and just got used to using them. And pretty much whenever I see him on video, if he's outside and not sitting down, he's got one of these trusty sticks. So kind of a trademark of his and kind of a neat little accessory, I'd say. Okay, I didn't really time these, just kind of went by feel. And it looks to me like they're just about done, so we're going to go ahead and take them off the grill, and we're going to plate them up and eat them. Okay, now here is our final product. We did add a little bit of potatoes just for a little variety with the dish. Firstly, I'm going to try a pepper and see how they turned out. So just give me a moment. Those turned out fantastic. It's a very nice side dish. All the flavors are coming through with nothing overpowering. Very, very good.
Oh, you're not a vinegar guy. How do you feel about the vinegar in there?
That's true. I'm not really a big vinegar guy. I don't really taste it. And now the moment of truth. I'm no expert when it comes to grilling lamb. I don't do it often. But let's see what we look like. We do have a nice kind of a medium going on to medium rare. And so we're going to take a taste here of the lamb and see how that turned out. And I gotta tell you, folks, that this is really, really fantastic lamb. As you can see on the video, very, very simple to make. But the grill is what really throws it over the top because you have a nice level of smokiness to it. The char helps. And boy, those flavors. Never been a huge lamb fan in my life because we just didn't have it much. But boy, I tell you what, this is delicious. Very simple meal, easy to make. You need a charcoal grill and a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and you've got yourself a gourmet meal.
So Sheldon was wrong?
Sheldon, if you're familiar with
Big Bang Theory.
If you're familiar with the Big Bang Theory, Sheldon, I forget what he called it, a taste of sweaty meat or something like that. And he was mistaken, at least in my opinion. He didn't have the correct lamb because this is fantastic. I would make this again any day. Very, very good. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and eat a little more, and we will see you next time.